Yes.
Hey.
Welcome to It Factor Entertainment Radio. Your host, Wayne Benitez. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, we have a special guest, a huge influencer in the hip hop industry, Grammy nominated, educated, community activist also. Give it up for Mahogany Jones.
What it do? What it do? What it do? So happy to be here.
Yes, it's an honor for you to be on It Factor Entertainment Radio. And we finally got you in session right now.
Yeah. Took a little bit, little technical difficulties. It's okay. Ain't
Yes,
stopping the show over here. We gonna get it done.
yes, yes. What age did you started rapping?
Ooh. Um, I started rapping when I was always interested in words. Always loved poetry. So when I was like a teenager is when I was really into poetry. And I heard a few MCs kind of do their thing and I was like, man, I want to do that. But at the time, it wasn't like it is now. I didn't have the luxury of an industry that was dominated with women hip hop artists. It was very like an anomaly. It wasn't like it was a lot of women who was spitting. It was a few, but not a lot. And I just was like, well, that's not something that women get to do. I'll just do poetry. But when I went to college, I was dating an MC. I would, do a little cipher here, there, kind of get my little feet wet. And then I was finally bold enough. I want to say like my second year of college, and I was like, I want to do this. So like in my 20s.
Awesome. Yes. Um, yeah. Who were your influencer in the music industry during that time?
Um, I was really blessed, and a lot of people, a lot of it's so funny. I'm dating myself, but I was really blessed. I grew up in New York City, and I really got to cultivate my craft during like the whole Soul Aquarian era. So I would go to open mics with like Erica Badu and Talib Kweli's mom had a bookstore called Inkiru Books. So I would get to be at open mics with like Talib and Most Def when they were first starting out. Um, so I would say that. I would say a lot of just real MCs. I guess people would call them backpackers. But those are the ones who really crafted my sound. And oddly enough, artists, different types of artists who were really honest with their stories. So like Mary J. Blige or like Janis Joplin's. Um, just artists who really knew how to connect and just be honest and share with like a certain level of integrity and vulnerability. Artists who weren't afraid to be open. So I would say those a biggie. I know it's not necessarily like whatever, but yeah, artists like that.
Awesome. You also made a big splash on BET 106 in Park back in the day for the Freestyle Friday.
Yes. That was crazy. That was such a blessing. I love when I get to share that story just because um, it just speaks to you really have to, it's going to be a lot of noise. There's always going to be haters. There's always going to be people who doubt you. But you have to know inside yourself, what you're capable of. And I had only been rapping for a year at the time. Um, I was with this organization, Freestyle Union, and just been practicing, getting my weight up. And the opportunity came across my lap, and I was like, "Yeah, BET's 106 in Park. That I want to do it." And I was nervous as all get out because I was like, I'm not that good yet. But I said a little prayer and I was like, all right, Lord, if you let me win 4 times, I'm going to give you props each time. And God opened the door. And so, I got to work, got in the lab and got my pen sharp, got my mind sharp. And yeah, I was a 4-time undefeated champion. So I left. I didn't lose.
Yes. I don't think no one ever broke that record ever since.
No, now there were people like so right after I was done, Poster Boy came. And after Poster Boy, it was people talk about Jen, and I think there was somebody else, Blind Fury.
Right.
Um, but I know for sure that I was the only female to do it consecutively like that and to be undefeated. So
Yes, and I remember Jen. Um, he got that big contract from Rough Riders after that win.
yep. And it was crazy because after I was done, well, I worked at a label at the time, so I worked at Universal Records. So this is like right when Cash Money is first, becoming an imprint. And the head of Black Music approached me, and she was like, "Well, what do you want to do, Mahogany?" And I was like, "I don't really know yet. I kind of want to craft my sound." I watched the machine people, kind of, people working their music and never sees the light of day. And
Yeah, technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. We were trying to get her back up.
ah, okay,
Yeah,
we're
we
back.
back. We back.
Okay, we back. We back. We back. We back. We back. But
Yeah, Scream y'all sometimes get you in one of those
yeah.
chokeholds.
Oh my gosh, it's so trash. I hate that. But the look of it is so crisp. It's so good. The look in the audio usually is on point, other than a few glitches here and there. But nonetheless, yeah, Snoop and Corrupt was like, "Where that tall girl at? Where the tall girl who rapping? Where's she at? I want to holler at her." But at the time, like I said, I rededicated my life to Christ at the time, and I was just really, just being in the industry, and I was very wary. I mean, I think back on the decision, I'm like, oh, maybe I should have, pivoted. I should have rethought it. But everything happens how it's supposed to happen. So it's a blessing. I'm happy I've gotten to, just do my craft and do what I love and make music. To me, that really matters. So
Yes, that's what matters right there. People find their niche in life, or chosen to go to a different path.
absolutely.
Yes, yes. One of your biggest moments. What was like being nominated for the Grammy Awards?
That was crazy. It's just something you dream about your whole life. I have the pleasure of making music with my now husband, Dre Marshall, brilliant producer. He was an artist at his time, but primarily a music publisher. Um, and we had this song. I have this project called Better, and we have a song on there called Go. And in my mind, I was like, man, I want to remix this. I want this to have like a little house vibe. I want it to have a little something to a little thump. We got a few people. Yeah, God bless her soul. Her name is Chelsea the Reject. But she hopped on a remix. She passed away last year, unfortunately. Really young. It's kind of crazy. Um, and we got a few people to just contribute to it and flip it. And I was like, yo, let's see what it can do. Let's make it shake. Let's submit it. And it was accepted and nominated. So it was an amazing moment. Amazing, amazing moment.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look forward to the win. We almost there.
Yes. It could happen as soon as possible.
soon as
Going
possible.
into
Out there.
2026. Yes.
Well, the Grammys are already in, and so February the 2025 nominees will be awarded. But yeah, I'm put my hat in the ring again and see what shakes and see what happens. Cause yeah, that's honestly, it's awesome to be heard and seen and felt by your peers. Because that's what the Grammys are. It's like, all the Academy members. Um, our musicians are in the industry and really have their ear to the ground. So it just means a lot to me. I think, when you just kind of put your nose to the grindstone and you just chugging away and you just making what feels good to you, it feels good to know that it's like, oh, wow, we're on the pulse. Like this is,
Yes.
I'm not crazy. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
it's beautiful.
Mhm. Awesome. Also, what is like the balance between your family life, artistry, and touring?
Oh, honey, it's a whole thing. I'm here now, leaving the 9 to 5 as an educator, about to go pick up my daughter. And I was just on the phone with my bro, making flight arrangements because I got a show in Detroit next Saturday. So it's just all a juggle, and I think ultimately you make it work. You make it work. You don't make excuses, you make it happen. And I think that, I've always wanted to be a wife, always wanted to be a mother, I always wanted family. um, and there's nothing more important, but I think neglecting your purpose and neglecting your art, um, I don't think that's a part of the design. I think that um, we're created to fulfill, what we're born to do. We're created to fulfill our purpose. And so all those things, you just figure out how to make them run in tandem. They all got to work. It's all got to work. The kids got to work. The marriage got to work. The craft got to work. The art got to work. Music still got to get made, produced, put out, pushed. You just got to figure it out. You're exhausted, but it's the best kind of tired to be.
Yes. That's awesome. Yes. Yeah, I would like to I just published a kids book recently for it called The ABCs of Excellence,
I love
and
that.
it's from one to five. Kids can read it. Also, it's like bringing up your vocabulary with more words through the alphabet A to Z.
I love that. I'm not sure. You give me that you were an artist as well. Or you make music too, right?
Not
You used
not
to.
in the industry, no.
Okay, okay. That's cool. I love that. Yeah, I got to look into that for my little. I mean, I think ultimately when you're creative, I feel like it's naturally in you to educate. You're teaching, you're sharing yourself,
Mhm.
so my husband just recently dropped a book as well, called The Creative's Guide to Getting Started. I dropped a book of poetry last year, called Words My Fathers Gave Me. So I love that you have a book. Like I think that's awesome. I'm loving to see us really create and
Right.
stretch, the boundaries of like what is possible. And I like to see us as creatives educate
Mhm.
our kids, because that's another thing too. It's like I was hard pressed to find books by like African American creators, for my little girl. And I think it's important that we get to see images of ourselves, and that other people get to see images of us in different lights. So that's really dope.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Let me show it right. Get it
That's
right.
cool. I love that. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's dope. That's really, really dope.
Yes, it's right up on Amazon Prime. Also for ordering. Also. Mhm.
Okay. I love that. Definitely. That's cool. That's really, really cool.
Yes. Mhm. Yes, I'm trying to get it in more public schools. Also, I'm trying to distribute to even libraries.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely the way to do it. I love that. Definitely important that our babies are educated. I think it's I think one of the biggest compliments is my one of my friends shared my book of poetry, Words My Father Gave Me, um, with his daughter, and she like reached out to me and was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much." They call me Miss Mo. That's my nickname. Thank you. And I just think like again, it's important for us to have mirrors, and it's important for us to leave our legacy in ways that it can't be erased. I think music, books, writing. It's just all important. So that's really awesome. That's dope.
Right. Mhm. Yes. Also, what was like touring for the first time in Africa?
At this point, I've been all over the world. I just 2 years ago, I was just in Dubai and just did a tour in Dubai. Um, a year before that, I was in Jerusalem. A year before that, I was in not Romania. My brain is going blank. But I've gotten to see so much of the world, and I think that there's nothing that's impacted me than being able to go to the continent. I've been to Ethiopia, um, Zambia, Rwanda, Ghana. I've just been to beautiful places on the continent. And I think the most thing that struck me was that a lot of the ways that America has depicted Africa is not true. Africa's
Right.
always, and it's always depicted as this
We have another technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen.
No. That was pretty. I can't see really good. That's why. Maybe can we get your box? Okay, are we back? Oh, we're back. We're back. We're back. Okay. Okay, good. Are we back?
Yes, we good now.
Okay, unglitched. Okay. I think that's the most beautiful thing. I think, and it's on purpose. It's definitely by design that we don't get to see ourselves in the light that we are. That when it comes to like our return, and when it comes to our Sankofa, our ability to see where we come from, it's always depicted that we come from nothing and that we're uncivilized, and that it's just lack. But that's a narrative that's not true. I can remember going to Rwanda and it being so clean. I mean, literally, like even where it was like dirt roads, it was like spotless, and it's just beautiful. And just we're just a beautiful people. We're powerful people. We're very resourceful people. Um, with tons of resources, and a lot of times when you visit these places, which are called quote unquote third world countries, a lot of these countries have land. I mean, in the land, there's resource, whether it's oil, whether it's um, cobalt, whether it's um, precious gemstones. There's resources there that other countries want to be able to pillage. So it's spun like, oh no, don't go over there, don't go over there, ain't nothing over there. Like, don't look over there. It's blood, it's dirty, it's wet. It's like no, it's a whole, it's a whole vibe, and we
Right.
are sold a fake bill of goods about what it is like. Um, yeah, just Mama Africa is popping,
Yes.
popping,
Um,
popping.
exactly. It's all this propaganda narrative about these countries are not true, and they
Absolutely.
um when other ones come here like from Nigeria or Kenya, um they be thinking the same narrative um that we thugs over here and all of this, and it's not even true.
And I think that's the thing too. That's something that really spoke to me. I mean, to get to do, I mean, I went as a U.S. musical ambassador, and so to have that honor, in our country, our country would be doing some shady stuff, but our country also does really good stuff, and that's one of the good things we do. And I think in cultural exchange, um, That's what I really love the most. I love to be able to break their stereotype of what a black woman was going to be. That I wasn't like half naked, that I actually could rap. You know what I mean? That it wasn't like I wasn't talking about guns or murdering people, that it was just like it was intelligible, that I had a very good vocabulary, that it was like, oh, wow, like that's not what's being depicted. Like, when you going to shake your booty? you know where why you got on so many clothes? What you want? Like, this is not it. Where all your gold chains at? What's up, my? You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Right.
nah, that's not what we on over here. That's not what it's like. So I think for travel is important. I think travel is the biggest source of education. I think we it's interesting because when you go overseas, it's cheap to travel. It's cheap to take a flight to go, especially in Europe. In Europe, it's so cheap. You can get on a flight, you could be in England and you could get to Paris and it'd be $80 and it's nothing. Whereas here, it's so hard to just travel amongst the United States, and they make it difficult on purpose. It's like when you silo people and you isolate people and you don't allow people to experience other people and experience themselves in other spaces, it keeps them small minded and it keeps them ignorant. And it's like
Right.
they're easier to control. And so, yeah, travel and us exploring is very important to who we are and how we cultivate, how we see ourselves, and how we move in the world. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes. Also, um, you've been on 30 albums with a lot of guests like Rap City, Jill Scott, Rod Digger.
Now let me roll it back. I would love to say I was on all their albums. We have shared stages. I'm unfortunately not on any of their projects, but we've definitely shared stages and shared space. And again, just dope. It was really, I think, a few years ago. Um, I got to, it was actually a few years, it was like 2018. Rapsy and I got to actually do a headline together. And it was just before her big virgin and before she like blew up. And it's just dope. It's dope to just see um, people just get to, be themselves and just be dope and just get to be dope right alongside them. So yeah, it's been a great experience to get to share stages with people who I'm a fan of. It's like, so really cool.
Awesome. And what you think about today's hip hop music scene?
Um, I think I think one is cool that it's so much access. I feel like we have a ton of access as artists and creatives and creators that we didn't have before. And I think that's good. But then I also think it's kind of scary because anybody's making music, anybody's putting out music, and the market is oversaturated with a lot of good and just a lot of whack. So it makes it harder to find gems. But I love it. It's all fair game. Everybody has the opportunity to throw their hat in the ring and figure it out. And I think that's really good. I think there's some artists that are really expiring, artists I'm really messing with. I love Samarison. Of course, love Dochi. Um, I, I love a Zach Fox. He's hilarious. He's so funny. He's crazy that he's a rapper. He was also on like Abbott Elementary, and he's just ridiculous. Who else am I loving? Of course, your Kendricks, your J. Cole's. I'm loving seeing a lot of us come back. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the like OGs like really come back and set up shop. So it's been dope. I think Nas dropped a project. Jay Electronica just recently dropped a project that was decent. Um, so that's been really riveting too. It's been dope to just see the game be charged with all types. You have all kinds of options. If you on that rah rah and it's crazy, when you on your drill rapper, it's lots of options for you. If you on that, West Side Gunna, real just rah like grimy, that's available for you. If you're on your Doja Cat and you like it poppy, or you're on your Rico Nasty where it's got like a new alternative kind of grunge to it, that's available for you too. So it's nice. it's nice that we
Mhm.
have a cornucopia of options
Mhm.
sonically, lyrically, vibe wise, lifestyle wise. It's a lot of good music out there, so I'm happy with the state of hip hop. I'm really happy.
Yes. Some, it's like our type of generation. Um, it's 50-50 on the ones like Lotto and stuff that they want they want more substance and more storytelling.
If you want, I mean,
And,
it's available for you. I think that's what I appreciate. I think I'm not gonna front. I used to be a hip hop snob, very much a snob, very much just like, ooh, what is this? And but I think ultimately, you don't like it, make something to counter it. And there is so much to counter it. It's your Mahogany
yes.
Joneses, it's your Rhapsodies, it's your Seventh to Geniuses, it's your Che Noirs. Um, it's a lot. Again, the variety. It's such a broad scope. I think a broad scope of what's available is not always promoted, but
Mhm.
that's on us. You for instance, I live in Florida now. And when you go to Walmart, they have like when you go to the counter for warm food, they have Spanish food available.
Mhm.
Why would they do that? Because we're in Florida, hello, and there's a huge population of Hispanics that's gonna be like, oh, bet, let me get that arroz con pollo right there in
Mhm.
Walmart. Walmart not stupid. They're marketing to their constituent. They're
Mhm.
marketing to the consumer who's gonna buy it. So it's like if we want something different and we want something with substance, then we have to demand of the market that we want substance.
Right.
And then voila, whatever's gonna make money is gonna be provided. It's the music industry. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So I think it's on us. It's on us as people. We want to be all high and mighty righteous, but everybody like a little ratchet, and we have to control the narrative. The same way that hip hop was initially something that was used as a source to educate and to inform and to empower, and a tool for um, revolution and a tool for social change and activism. The same way the industry came in and then presented to us the image of the gangster. And that's all of a sudden, that's all you saw was black men who was in the hood and who was shooting stuff up. And it was like all the De La Souls and all that was pushed to the back. But the gangsterism, that was pushed to the front. And it's like, okay, we got this narrative of what the black man was. And we got to be aware. We have to be awake now, too, and understand, like, wow, there's a narrative of the black woman that is being pushed. It's like you're hard pressed to find a black male hip hop artist that's really pushed and elevated. Hard pressed. But what you see in front of you, your Megan Thee Stallions, your Lottos,
Mhm.
Cardi, Sexy Red, the whole idea of the um, black woman who is like, a sexual prowess and just doesn't have any class and is just untamed. That's being marketed to us, and that's
Yes.
it's a reason for that. So we have to ask ourselves, and I'm not gonna front. I'm at the gym, I'm working out. Listen, me and Cardi B, we getting it in
Mhm.
heavy, heavy. Is
Right.
that what I'm washing my mind with all the time? Not really, but we in the gym.
Technical difficulties. Let's see in a few more minutes. Let's see. Here we go.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah, there we go. Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
good stuff. Good stuff.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So that's for me. That's what I feel. I feel like whatever you want is available. It's available for you, and you have to control the narrative around what you want and who you want to be and how you want to see yourself and how you want to see yourself showing up in spaces.
Yes. There's also these new young managers also, you got to go by them what they want right there because they got contract they under contract, so So it's certain things they want in their music and everything. If you not, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
yes. Mhm. Um. Also,
Say it one more time. Now it's a glitch on your end. Say it one more time for me. Uh oh. Oh way.
would you like to plug any of your upcoming? If,
Oh,
there we go. There we go.
there we go. Okay, we're back.
Yes. Yes. Would you like to plug any of your upcoming events or any other thing for our viewers out there?
Absolutely. All right. So the project or the album Better by Mahogany Jones is available on all streaming platforms. Make sure you pick it up. One of my personal favorites. Also, making sure you pick up my other personal favorite, which is Sugar Water, and that is available for you on all streaming platforms, as well as is Floating. So, Floating, Sugar Water, Better, all projects available on all music platforms, all digital musical platforms. Also, my book of poetry, Words My Father Gave Me, you should go ahead and get yourself a copy. It's a beautiful body of work. I'm really proud of it. It took me a long time to put out my poetry, but it was my first love. It's what led me to hip hop or led me to want to spit or rhyme. And Detroit, I will be your way next Saturday, November 21st. I'll be with the band Modern Element along with Dan Black, and it'll be very nice, a very good time. We'll be had, it'll be lovely. Make sure you come through. Live band, it'll be at Miss Eva's. And yeah, we're just cooking. All those producers out there making yummy, scrumptious music, please get at me in my DMs. See if we can create and craft together. And yeah, that's what I got up. That's what we got going on over here. Also, let me plug. My husband has an amazing book for all the creatives out there who are just trying to figure out what it looks like to get it started. And it is called The Creative's Guide to Getting Started. And so if you're like, dang, I want to put out an album or I want to start this business, where do I start? Get started. And his book is great. So make sure you get that too. So yeah, those are all the plugs, all the things.
Awesome.
So
Yes. It's an honor for you to be on It Factor Entertainment Radio. You can come back anytime to the show, and it's just a blessing to have you on.
oh, Wayne, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I'm so happy. It was really cool getting to chop with you, spend the afternoon kicking it with you. And so yeah, please, same thing. I'll keep in touch. I'll reach out and you keep in touch if anything comes up. And I look forward to getting to share this time together. It's really cool. Like thank you for sharing me with your audience.
I know you're welcome. You're welcome.
It was a vibe. Whole vibe. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Okay. Now I'm like, oh, I'm like, what do we do?
Yeah.